Welcome to week 3, where we shall familiarize ourselves with the reclamation of Hebrew, so far the most successful known revival of a Sleeping Beauty tongue, a language that had no native speakers for approximately 1,750 years. This week we shall also learn about the development of ideas, as well as about multiple causation, or the fact that the revival of a no longer spoken language is unlikely to occur without cross-fertilization from the revivalists' mother tongues, which are, needless to say, different from the language they are trying to reclaim. Thus, we should expect revival efforts to result in a beautiful hybrid. I shall illustrate the difficulty in determining a single source for the grammar of revived Hebrew, which I call Israeli. The European impact on Israeli grammatical and lexical features is apparent, for example, in structure, semantics, and productivity. Multiple causation, the emergence of a feature from several sources simultaneously at the same time, is manifested in the congruence principle. According to the congruence principle, the more contributing languages a feature exists in, the more likely it is to persist in the emerging tongue. Consequently, the reality of a linguistic genesis is far more complex than a simple family tree model allows. Revived languages are unlikely to have a single parent. Not that there is anything wrong with that, as we said in week 2. As we mentioned in week 2, the multi-sourced nature of Israeli and the role of the congruence principle in its genesis have implications for historical linguistics, language planning, and the study of language culture and identity. As Uriel Weinreich, William Labov, and Marvin Herzog said perspicaciously in 1968, linguistic and social factors are closely interrelated in the development of language change. Explanations which are confined to one or the other aspect, no matter how well constructed, will fail to account for the rich body of regularities that can be observed in empirical studies of language behavior. As usual, this week will be comprised of learning videos, activities, discussions, and quizzes. By the end of the week, you should be able to 1. Describe the captivating history of Hebrew and Israeli. 2. Start coining phono-semantic matches in order to expand the vocabulary of your revived language. 3. Analyze multiple causation and cross-fertilization between languages, which are an inevitable byproduct of language revival. 4. Apply the founder principle and the congruence principle in various contexts.